This is my audience, Natalie, Ashlyn, and Lindsay. All three of them go to Liberty University and have committed their lives to following God's plan for them. So today I'm going to talk about the idea that abortion is a quick decision that has no lasting effect on a mother or her family, which is something that society has promoted. This is a sickening and false statement that many Americans have been brainwashed to believe through many different social groups. So my general purpose is to persuade the audience on why aborting a child is both emotionally and physically damaging. My specific purpose is to inform my audience about the damage behind abortion and to persuade them that we as Christians should stand against it. Did you know that 50% of pregnancies are unintended, with 40% of that number resulting in termination by abortion? It is so heartbreaking to hear such a shocking statistic, but I truly do believe that it is possible to decrease the termination and inform our generation of the risks. Abortion is not just something you hear about. As a woman, you can easily fall into this statistic, and because it affects so many people. According to Operation Rescue, by the age of 45, 1/3 of American women will have had at least one abortion. This is a huge portion of women in the United States. If you're not one that is getting an abortion, then you are likely to know someone that has, will, or is in the middle of getting one. Through research on trusted databases, Bible classes that confront abortion, and my church who has had series on it, I have attained legitimate knowledge on this issue and verses to back up my beliefs. Abortion in America is not only physically and emotionally damaging to women, but it also is not edifying to God and His plan for our lives. In the following moments, I will share with you why I state that abortion is both physically and emotionally damaging and what God's view is on the issue. So let's take a closer look into abortion and why I believe it is wrong in a biblical worldview context. Abortion is physically damaging to the body. So according to AmericanPregnancy.org, side effects of having abortion include heavy or persistent bleeding, infections of asbestos, damage to the cervix, scarring of the uterine lining, perforation of the uterus, damage to the organs, or even death. There are side effects to everything or every decision you make in life, but to choose to terminate a child's life and possibly even damage your own body doesn't seem to be worth the risk. Having abortion can impact future pregnancies also. According to Rama International, complications associated with an abortion or having multiple abortions may make it difficult to have children in the future. These risks include vaginal bleeding, preterm birth, low birth weight, placenta problems, and surgery may be needed to repair any of these damages. Not only is it physically damaging, but also emotionally damaging to a mother. Abortion is emotionally damaging to a mother because, according to Ramaha International, for some women it is typical to feel instant relief due to the fact that the procedure is over and she is no longer in an unplanned pregnancy. However, after a few months, this relief can be replaced with many other unstable reactions. Emotions including acute feeling of grief, depression, anger, fear of disclosure, suicide, flashbacks, nightmares, eating disorders, anxiety, increase in alcohol and drug abuse, and the list goes on and on. Also, the U.S. National Library of Medicine states women with a recent inducted abortion have at least a 3-fold risk of suicide compared to women who are not pregnant. Reflecting on these statistics, we need to understand that God wants so much more for our lives as women. God's view on abortion and why Christians should follow it. I want to talk about a few verses. The first is Jeremiah 5:1. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Psalms 139:13. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. In the last verse, Job 31:15. Did not he make me in the womb make them? Did not the same one form us both within our mothers? So God values every single one of His children, and as a Christian, we need to believe that and stand up for it. Therefore, not only is abortion emotionally and physically damaging to women, it is also out of context for us as Christians to partake in or support. As I spoke about earlier, God values each and every child of His. He desires for us to live healthy, worshipful lives that point back at Him. And supporting an abortion does not align with our views. Even though we as Christians may be against abortion, however, it does not mean that we should judge ones that are involved with this. We are called to be compassionate, but to be mindful when reaching out. I see abortion as such a damaging route because of the research and Bible verses I have found. Both the emotional and physical outcomes of choosing to have an abortion is not worth it. But also you should understand that it's not part of God's plan for our lives. Thank you.